Yo, 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 welcome everybody to TCR, Trinity Competitive Racing. We are here for the Golden Class, the finale, round number 15 of 15 at USA, Circuit of the Americas at COTA. And of course, we are in Season 12, the last race here in the Golden Class. And we're going to wrap up this season. It did go pretty quick with the 15 races, tons of great battles, a Golden Class champion of Bats Plus in that Williams, also Constructors Championship winners with Jones. And we have one final race here today, 13 drivers on this wonderful track. We saw a nice race last night in the Silver Class, which was very tense all the way down to the final lap to decide the Silver Class Drivers Championship here in TCR. If you did not tune in for that, I highly recommend you watch that one. It was a very shaking one all the way down to the end, but we are live on both the YouTube and Twitch, so thank you all for tuning in, and we appreciate all the support. And as far as the commentators booth, I am joined alongside Platinum driver Apprentice. Welcome. How are you? And any expectations for this finale race?
Thank you. Yeah, this is a pretty good track, pretty fun track. A lot of people can you can make the difference with your own driving style, especially with the tire temperatures, and I think it's going to be a good race today.
Yeah, and I'm getting word from a few drivers in the Discord that it is going to be a wet race here for the I think the entire race. It's going to be fully wet from what I'm hearing, which can lead to some interesting races, maybe some drivers we don't hear from much of. Maybe it'll mix some things up with the strategy. We might see a few crashes and a full wet race. I don't know if it's intermediates or full wet, but we haven't seen, I think Bat said it, jinxed it in practice. He said, we haven't had a rain race in a while. Just a few moments ago, right? And when we were practicing, and yeah, he got his wish.
Well, interesting to see if we'll see any lap time changes. If people will change setups, and maybe it starts at the start of the race and people, more aggressive wing setup, or maybe it's at the very end, or maybe it's the middle part, and we'll see normal qualifying times. But, it's interesting, and time will tell.
Yeah, last week was the Mexican Grand Prix. I do believe Just Jose took the victory last week. He's not here today. Chargers and Perry, we haven't seen in a few races time. They're back on the grid, or maybe they were last week. I'm not. It's going so quick this season. I forget who is when. But Chargers doing well. Only a 10th off from Bats, Perry in P3, and Captain in P4. Your usual suspects up towards the front.
Yeah, I think pretty good lap times they put in so far, but I think they're just being cautious with the track limits. It's very easy to cut a corner wrong, especially in that first sector, and you can have your lap destroyed. So they may have just been a little cautious on that first lap, and maybe we'll see those times fall a little bit more with the time running down.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are running in TCR the regular limits here tonight, mixture of strict and regular, but stewards will definitely be looking for track violations in the qualifying as footage submissions and all of that. El Captain up on his time in the Alpine. Yeah, it's always nice to see towards the end, even though the championship is tied up, we still have to go out here and race, and everyone wants to go out there and win it.
Oh yeah.
So I do like that, and also everyone's got their own individual goals as El Captain backs off into the pit lane, of whether it be top 5 in the championship, top 10, maybe they're new to league racing, new to taking some assists off, maybe they just got a wheel, which we do have the affiliation link with Fanatec, which they have some pretty cool, I haven't checked their stuff out in a while, but it looks like they have some cool stuff. So if anyone is looking to get some gear for the holidays, or maybe after once you get some income back in with some holiday money, use our affiliation link down in the description, which would be much appreciated. Help support TCR. And yeah, we do have one more race tomorrow, which is the 100% race for Platinum, and then that'll be it for season 12. But definitely stay tuned to keep back tuning in for details. We'll have a few hopefully highlight videos and maybe a few different discussions and other events. I know we've done some league versus league events in the past, as Latop goes 10th. TJ finding his way through the S section here. So we'll do a few things in the off season, and you know, we'll get back going season 13 in a few months' time. So yeah.
I think Bats is just in the third sector here, starting a lap sooner or later, so just be ready for that. That could be a good one. I think Chargers as well, and Perry, they're all on out laps right now, so you'll see them Bat, Chargers, and Perry cross the line in a few seconds, maybe 40 or so.
Yeah, we also got Captain Blade on the lap in that Aston Martin, but he gets a little bit wobbly in the S section. I didn't quite see it. I was trying to get my phone up here off the track map.
Here's Bats going down to turn 1. He's going to use the whole track. Seems like he did a good job there, kept it clean, smooth on the throttle. Seems good so far. Very wide entry to that. I usually stick left. Kind of takes a different race line to what I thought he would. Maybe not his best lap, maybe not improving. Ooh, that could have been close, but he keeps it within the lines.
Yeah, purple first sector.
Yeah, good. 31.8 is not a terrible lap time. It's actually really good, so we'll see if they can improve on that and make it better. Now back to the long back straight.
Yeah, the best overtaking opportunity into turn 12 right here. Drivers will be looking out in the race. Another purple sector.
Carrying a lot of speed. Look at him. I don't know. Seems like it's okay. It doesn't seem like it's too bad. Seems like he can improve, possibly.
Very tight line through the triple right in the penultimate corner. Fling it in there. Keep it right on the exit of the curbs. And the final corner to the line. A very short distance.
Good.
31.4.
By 4/10. Chargers on a lap through the second sector going to the... Oh, he boarded the lap. I think Perry is still in the lap, though. He could be improving.
Yep, purple middle sector. Do the final tricky bit. Very hard on the traction.
Oh yeah, that can be a tough corner, especially late in the race when the tires are kind of gone and you could find yourself in a bad situation. You're a little too eager. But he's not. He keeps it within the limits. Going up to the line, and will he improve? He will, by a 10th. A little less than a 10th he does.
Still P3. Fire up slower on his lap. Bam Bam. 3/10 up in the Mercedes. Big lockup. A few yellow flags. I think that might be TJ. Ooh, great. Whatever that watchtower is at Coda is very nice.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wish I could have that opportunity to go up there one weekend or something. I can get tickets because I do live in Canada and it is a pretty close place. And Bam Bam does improve to 5th with his quickest lap. Yeah, that tower is get a whole view of the track, which would be neat to see.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the opportunity to go to the Coda race in real life, but this year's I couldn't believe the amount of people jam-packed into this event. Was quite a spectacle, and I think it's only going to grow. I think it's a great circuit. I think there's a lot of cool aspects of other tracks as well that they try to incorporate through the S section, and it's got some nice elevation to turn 1, and just ultimately a very nice They did a really nice job with this track, I do believe.
Not only that, I think the championship season we've had in real life has really sparked interest in the States, and I think having people locked down for a year really encouraged people to go out and see events, and I think people went to Formula One and they enjoyed it, and maybe we'll see more return next year, which would be good for Formula One.
Yeah, when this race was taking place, a lot of us in the TCR Discord were wondering, where do you sit if you go here? Where do you go? And a few drivers actually moved around. I guess they had the pass to do that. I don't know if there's restrictions, but you could sit up to turn 1. Anywhere in the S section I think would be awesome. And then maybe down by the watchtower, yeah. You get the third sector. Very technical part, and you might see some switchbacks and other overtakes. So ultimately there's plenty of great opportunities. You could also do by kind of turn 12, the end of the back straightaway, where you might see some overtakes. So yeah, there's a bunch of places. It's not like just one good area in the track. You can pick a few out.
Yeah, we'll see if they make use of those different opportunities and locations to make their overtakes today, but we shall see.
Yep, TJ's finishing up a lap here in the AlphaTauri. Only one not to set a lap time. Let's see what it's going to be. The Alpha T to the line. P10.
Not bad, not bad. He is 3/10 from P11, let's hope. But he does have a gap there. I believe Captain might just be starting a lap. I believe he is. Clean through turn 1. I believe Chargers is always on an outlap behind him. So, not yet for Chargers. Captain does... Ooh, he may have just crossed it there. He may be invalidated there for Captain Blade. He might have to back out of that one.
Yeah, it looks like he's still going, so he's gonna chance it here. There is a big track evolution towards the end, as we just witnessed in practice before this, before we got booted all up. And yeah, a little apology for those watching. We were having some issues with the PlayStation Network or Codemasters servers, as it does look like Captain backed on out of it. He'll get another go with 2 minutes left in the session. Yeah, Bats, Chargers, Perry, all on the out laps. Mina is just starting a lap now into turn 1. In the Red Bull.
The 1 lap to go with all these guys in the top 3, top 4. Who do you think's going to get the full position?
Oh man, I do know. Oh, Mina gets it all wrong. He's going to definitely need to back out of that one. I don't know. It could really go either way. I think this is more of a wheel track with the S section, but I mean, if you get the correct setup, the controller would be quite good as well. I know Bats is on the controller. He's been proving he's been the guy to do it. So
Captain's done. He goes in the He goes in the pits, and that's his qualifying done in P2. But Bats is going on an outlap and about to start, as well as Chargers, who's on a lap right now.
Yeah, Chargers on the wheel. He should have some nice turn in through these S sections, but he gets it. A little bit of understeer, and that pretty much compromised the line. And even if he does continue, it's not going to be a quicker lap. Perry on a lap as well, but we're going to go on Bats because he's a little bit farther up ahead. He's already 3 to 4 tenths quicker. Wow. That's probably all in turn 1.
Well, yeah, it is. I noticed that as well. You can gain a lot of time in turn 1 with the track evolution, just getting it right, letting that wheel roll through and not locking it up. You can gain a lot of time, which is what Bats has done.
Mina retires from the session. That's 1 down. Captain Blade's down. It's probably either Bats or Perry, unless we get a surprise appearance from an alternate.
Could see Chargers maybe. He's just finishing lap. Did a purple sector 2. We shall see. He's got to improve by 4 tenths.
Purple middle for Bats. 3 tenths quicker.
Ooh. Chargers will cross the line. What will he get? It will be he'll improve, but not enough to move positions. There's Bats. We know Bats has improved this lap. He's going to finish the last 2 corners, keeps it within the limits. as he always does. Crosses the line, and he will improve by 4/10. Good lap. Very strong lap.
And Perry coming around the last corner. Can he steal it from Bats? P6 currently. McLaren goes slower. So he had a bad third sector. And that's going to do it for qualifying. So it's your Golden Class champion, Bats Plus, taking the pole position.
He's been good this whole year, and it's not a huge surprise that he keeps his form up even when the season's kind of wrapped up and done. At least for his perspective.
So I wonder what setups these drivers were using, because they do know it's going to be a wet race. I wonder if that'll influence their setups.
We shall see in only a few minutes if it will start as rain or if it will slowly change into rain. Oh, and it does start with rain.
Oh yeah.
What would you do with your setup if it was raining like this? If you knew it was going to at the start, what would you have done?
You probably change a little bit of the front and rear wing. I mean, you're already running pretty high already here at Coda. Probably maybe a tick or two. It might be a little bit different if you're going to a different track. That's a lower wings. Maybe your ride height.
Maybe your differential, maybe some of your
possibly. If it's going to be intermediate weather, you probably don't need to do too much because it does act a lot like a dry. You do still have a lot of grip in the intermediate. I think I would go a little bit more drastic if it's a full wet condition. Although I think only a few minor tweaks. You don't want to change it so much to where it's foreign to you, but you want to do something to counteract since you have lower grips. But also, we're going to be going through these corners slower than we were in the dry, so your tire temps won't really have an issue. So, you know, a lot of drivers focus their setup around some tire temps, and because they're at high speeds on like a soft tire, medium tire, different fuel loads in the dry, you're going to have more grip in the intermediate wet. You're going to be just approaching these corners slower, so maybe you can alter your setup because of it. Although I doubt at this point of the season anyone did some healthy practice in the wet. Especially, I don't know the last time it rained. If anyone's watching and you know that, drop it down in the comments. I don't remember it. It's been a long time in Golden Class.
Nor can I. I can't remember at all. Sometimes you
maybe
have a long
it didn't.
stretch where it doesn't rain.
Maybe it never has.
Maybe not. Seems like we're about to get running in a few seconds. Made their possible little setup changes of the front wing and pressure. As the cars are in park firma, you can't change a lot now.
Bats is saying this race is going to be weird. I don't know what he means by that. If there's any glitches, or maybe it's different.
Yeah.
Maybe it rains a little heavier and less, and
that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? We'd be in for a treat. See some good setup. Maybe someone at the not setup, but strategy. Someone at the back. Maybe.
Oh, this is, and I understand why he said it's going to be weird. Look at the tires everyone's starting on. They're starting on the soft tires.
Oh wow.
This is going to be weird. This is going to be an interesting one. What a way to end it, huh?
Oh wow, this is a real treat, isn't it? Huh. So they think it's going to 5 laps. It'll be dry, because if there's anything more than that, 5 or 10 laps, you'd think you just want to go in inters because you'd gain so much time. That you'd get a free pit stop from pitting because you would stretch that lead out, right? So maybe it could be dry in fairly few laps.
Well, either that or it's maybe not. It looks wet, but there is a portion
wet
in the game. I know in a few 5-lappers, in certain conditions like this, it's actually quicker to be on a dry tire than it is an intermediate. and the game might have told them that this is the preferred strategy. To be on a dry tire even though it's raining. Like in real life this wouldn't make sense. This is stupid.
Turkey. Actually no,
well,
yeah, you're right. That was
even then
they weren't slicks.
Yeah, like any portion of wet on these slick tires, I mean you're just not going to be able to get it down. The tire, you know, the temperatures are way down. I mean even on track on board with bats, it does look like there's some puddles out there. So maybe they weren't allowed to pick an intermediate. Maybe there's a glitch. I don't know. There's plenty of them.
Slowly, instead of me personally thinking it could go to dry first after it being kind of wet like this, you think it could maybe get wet after maybe 10 laps. And maybe
it could get wetter, yeah.
Maybe it's getting wetter. Maybe that's making the bet to stay on dries and make the most of it before it transitions.
Yeah, I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be wet all the way through. So if anything, it's going to get wetter. But it's interesting they're starting on the dries. TJ gets disqualified. Put some comments and predictions down below. It is with me and Apprentice. We'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. 28 laps here at Coda. It's going to be a crazy one, and in Bat's words, it's going to be a weird race. So put some predictions down below. I doubt anyone's going to get them right. But we could all try it. I'm going to still go with Bats as the winner. We'll put Captain in second, Chargers in third. I'm just going to keep it as is.
Wow.
Take the best guys.
I don't know if I'm going to go top 3, but I might bet on I may just say Captain. Captain may just get the win with a strategy, and Bats may just fall short a little bit. But
all right,
I don't know.
Here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Freeze with the call. Riding on board with Bam Bam in P4 of the Mercedes. 5 red lights for the finale. Here in the Golden Clash, let's do it in style. Away we go. And they are tiptoeing off the grid on these soft, dry compounds and a little bit of a wet mixture. Bats gets a good start defending, followed by Captain. Bam Bam parries around in the McLaren.
Gone. Yeah, got spun around. Maybe someone hit him in the back. That could have been a real possibility. Someone locked up.
Easily, he definitely could have easy lockup. Bam Bam takes a position over Chargers, though. Mercedes
Captain.
3rd and 4th.
Did claim the lead somehow.
Oh, wow. We missed it. He really took it. I think Bats, I wasn't expecting it, but I guess he really could.
Yeah. He must have got some oversteer there with Bats. He must have just lost it, and Captain just snuck up the inside, maybe.
We have a few positions down below. I think that's the Haas of Lataupe on F1 Racer.
Oh, it could have been Captain who ran into Perry. Captain has no wing, and he's far behind.
L Captain?
Right.
Oh, all right, we got 2 captains. We got to.
It would be L Captain.
That would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Bats on Perry. I mean, Bats on Captain. My bad. Almost got into him. It's hard to slow these cars down. Definitely, the locking is going to be a factor. Giggle overtaking. Look at this, 3 wide. TJ in between the 2 Ferraris. Ooh. Fire up. Got any? Both taking positions. Perry still trying to recover on this opening lap. Goes down the inside of TJ. Does he have a wing?
I think he does. I think he spun it and he made up the lap time when they were battling. I think he has a little more confidence on this changing weather condition, and he's
3 wide. Oh man, through the triple right. 3 wide for a split second.
He does get the overtake on Got Any Weeb, Perry does, so not a bad start from getting spun, but Got Any Weeb does seem like he has damage. Or maybe he's going for the inters. Maybe he's making the gamble.
Yeah, that's true. Mina's on the inters. Got Any Weeb is in the pits. I do believe he'll probably pick the inters.
So this will be interesting of how much time the guys ahead may be losing if they're making this gamble.
I wonder what the quicker option is right now.
Yeah, because maybe these guys in the back just took a gamble. Maybe it's not ready yet. You don't know. We'll see. Maybe that rain may come a little bit later, and maybe it's just faster beyond dries right now. El Captain is getting the front wing change and new tires right now. He is quite a while back for having the incident.
Perry's still close to TJ and fire up. That's for 8, 9, and 10 as we keep some tabs up on the front. Looks like Bats is gaining down the straightaway onto Captain Blade. I wonder if they'll pit this lap. There's still a purple middle sector for Bats. He's finding the grip somehow.
I think we could. I think we could see an undercut maybe. I don't have a lot of data with lap time, but that purple sector could just be him just being a little more confident after a cautious first lap for a majority of the people. Oh, they do stay out. Interesting. So how the guys and last now, the guys who pitted first, have they made a mistake?
It'll take a few laps, to see if how those lap times are. Mina got any, and El Captain. They need to do their in and out laps, and then they'll get a nice flyer to see where their pace stands.
Little information: DRS was enabled, even if it was a little wet, so we could see the dries hang on for a little longer.
And this totally tricks with your mind. I mean, there's no right reason that you think you could put the throttle down a lot earlier than you think. I mean, the track looks wet as could be and you're on a dry tire. And probably somewhat of a dry mixture wet setup, so.
Good showing from the Haas's in P5 and 6 so far. Hopefully they can keep that up. And as well as Mercedes with a 3-4. But we could see TJ starting this back straight behind fire outflow. He could be lining him up for a move, but he doesn't get the best exit, so maybe not.
And you are right, the DRS opens up, so you're probably going to want to dump all your battery on the straights because it's going to be easier to recover. But TJ did not use any battery on that back straightaway.
I think he had a bad exit there. He's just thinking about another lap or maybe into turn 1 possibly. He is fast on the fire outflow.
He's going to think down the inside. No, he's going to still stay behind him. Perry, though.
Oh!
Leaves the door open. TJ. Oh, that was a nice one.
Perry's making moves.
Making a bid for the top overtakes. The submissions are still open. All the way down to the checkered flag as Captain and company. They still stay out from the pits.
Captain is extending his lead. It is 1.2. Although he's in reach, he is slowly slipping away from Bats.
Chargers on his teammate. Chargers gets him momentarily. Bam Bam gets a better exit. This is a nice battle between teammates. How is this going to end? Entering the S section. Chargers and Bam Bam side by side.
He will concede, Bam Bam.
Nice.
Seems like a conscious thing he did that. They could be working as a team right now. So we'll see how this folds out and plays out.
Yeah, good racing. Yeah, you really can't do too much side by side through there, but yeah, that was good up until then.
Especially with their teammate.
And back to this battle with Perry and fire up. Perry gets a little eager on the traction. Still has T.O. He hit the curb.
He's gone. He can make himself back up probably. We've done it at least once or twice this race, so he's got the pace. It's just about keeping it on track, and with the weather conditions changing, I think he has a lot of opportunities.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look like those inters are getting lap time.
Yeah, it seems like he's struggling too, is Perry, but there's really no other option, because if you put the inners on, it doesn't seem like they're quicker, so you just have to struggle. Maybe it's the setup, but yeah, Perry, he was fully on that curb, full throttle out of turn 10, I do believe. And yeah, that just bottomed out. Could be the right eye, and it could be just the traction loss, probably on the curb. But yeah, that just spun him right around. And sucks too, because he had a great overtake on TJ just the previous lap.
The Bats has dropped back a little bit more this lap. Chargers as well to Bat, so it seems like they're just spreading out a little bit at the front. The Mercs are kind of spreading apart as well.
Here we go. We might see an overtake from TJ. AlphaTauri has the DRS open on fire up. Will he think down the inside? I think he will. And, he slows it down on the apex, and he gets it.
Very good. Fire flow just went a little bit too hot, and he just ran off the track by himself, and he didn't get the power down, and TJ made the move. Clean.
He's got Giggle right in front of him in 7th.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the pace on him. Just a matter of time until he gets the opportunity to make the overtake on you having a Giggle.
I wonder if it'll just stay like this the entire race.
Possibly could. I don't know. We see a Bam Bam overtake Chargers here. Maybe not. It looked like it. He did get off the racing line to look for the move, but didn't attempt it on his teammate.
Might have a different route coming through here. No, Chargers covers it off. Bam Bam has some good traction, though. I think that's what he is what's keeping him in here.
Seems like all of them are managing their ERS fairly well, and this it being wet. I think the lowest one is only TCR F1 Racer with about 50%. Everybody else is pretty much around 80. 80-ish. The Bats did make up some time this lap for the lead.
We also have TJ closing in on Giggle, and Bam Bam's closing in on Chargers. Now with the DRS, didn't get the best exit though, so it's gonna have to stay behind. We have a yellow flag. Who's this?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I don't see anyone spinning.
Ooh, it was momentary. Oh, you know what? I think that was Il Captain getting out of the way for the lead lap cars. He did put those inners on, but it wasn't working. He pitted and he put the softs back on.
Yeah, that's a tough position for him to be in, right? Because like, do you stick with your original gamble and you ride it out, or you just, you know, put on softs and lose another 20 seconds? So maybe it could get drier. Maybe those clouds are kind of clearing up, so...
This could also mean, because it's raining... Oh, yeah, Chargers are going to overtake here on El Captain. Yeah, the blue flag, since he had some trouble earlier on.
Doing a good job getting out of the way.
Yeah, since it's raining, they don't really have to mandatorily use the medium or hard.
No,
you know, they could go whatever tire they want, so they have free choice. And now that it's raining, will it be harder? Will it dry up? Will it stay like this? They could just pick another soft, but I don't know if they'll get to the end. And I don't know how the mediums will do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The mediums will be 20 laps or something, you think? 20 laps, maybe?
Yeah, they'll definitely do 20 laps, but I know that in the dry. I just don't know if it's quick in this condition. You know, I think the soft grips a little bit better. And no one's tried the mediums yet, so it's only been the softs and the three drivers. Oh, Giggle's out.
Ooh.
Ooh. In the penultimate corner right before, and that's a safety car.
Yeah, it's a safety car.
Now, what are the drivers going to put on? F1 Racers into the pits. What did he have? And Fire Up as well into the pit lane will be on board with the F1 Racer. Now, that was weird because it split the pack up.
Well, for enters. Enters for F1 Racer. So can it get more wet? It looked like the clouds were clearing. The Ferrari goes in. The Ferrari goes on mediums.
First driver to do so,
fire
yeah.
up flow. Wow. So this is a lot of contrasting ideas of how the race will plan out. So it is kind of a weather game here right now. People are possibly making wrong decisions, and others making. Perry as well goes on mediums. So, did F1 Racer make a mistake? Maybe. Possibly.
Got any Weeb into the pits as well. You know, him and his teammate are going to be in the party together. They might be saying, get those mediums out. Let's see what he puts on.
So, do you think if he goes on mediums now, which he does not, he goes on softs? Wow, I thought for sure if he went on mediums that could have been those three till the end. But since he went on softs, it makes me think that something else could occur. Maybe some other rain, maybe. Why would you put on softs? They can't go to the end. Why would you take another pit stop? So it could rain a little more. You don't know. It could be some more in store.
And when that safety car came out, it split the pack up. It was F1 Racer. He was the first one to have an opportunity to pit. TJ to Captain Blade, the top six, they didn't have an opportunity to pit. Now, under the safety car, they're going to lose more positions if they would have pitted earlier, but they didn't have that opportunity. Captain Blade is thinking to stay out, but he's going to follow Bats. He cuts the white line here.
Wow. Both of them in. Wow, they're going to drop positions like really fast.
Chargers as well.
Chargers
Bam Bam
and the
followers.
Mercedes are going to go in.
Leto.
Who's going to inherit this lead? DJ?
Nice.
DJ goes in. So, what are all these guys going to do? Mediums for the Mercedes boys. Captain goes on softs. A lot of contrasting bats on inters. This is completely bonkers. What is going on? Whoa, this is crazy.
And that means who's gonna get the lead here? I think it might be Captain.
Who's gonna keep the lead is the question. This is all a lot of different strategies. We got a lot of contrasting ideas of how the race is gonna play out. So, who do you think's gonna win this one right now? I'm gonna ask you. With these contrasting strategies, who do you think's got the edge? I know it's hard to say, but
I got to stick with what I predicted, right? I think I did Bats, Captain, and Chargers, and they're still the top three. The only top two that they did alternate positions, but yeah, this is interesting because you only have two drivers on the inners, and we just were aware a few laps ago that it was not working for Mina, Godeni, and El Captain. They even pitted to get off the inners. Now Bats and F1 Racer are the only ones that put the inters on. You got a string of some medium runners in between. I like how Captain Blade he put another soft tire on. And this is interesting because the top three, they all can win this race. Anyone really could. I mean, but the top three are all on different strategies. For Captain, Bats, and Chargers. Does Captain, he'll probably have to pit again. Bats can probably go to the end, but is the inner the correct choice? And then Chargers could go to the end, but again, are they the best tire in this condition? It's a very weird conditions out here.
I've never seen anything like it. This is mind-boggling. This is crazy. I'm so glad I came here to commentate.
Well, I'm here every week, and this is such a great way to end it, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the championship came down to this Willy Wonka race? You know what I mean? What a clown show!
We'd be in for a treat.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting.
Honestly, I wish it would have. That would have been more entertaining, but yeah, I mean, this is I've seen these conditions in like 5-lap races, but nothing more than that. But not for this amount of time, and also in a 50% race.
I'm gonna gamble and say maybe Bats made the right decision. Maybe he's got the idea. Maybe F1 Racer can maybe make up some positions as well, as we'll see with some time, some laps go by. Also, I'll be keeping an eye on those guys, because I think they maybe at the start will have a little bit worse, but in 2-3 laps that rain could continue, and they may have made a very strong decision. But then I'm contrasted with the medium guys, because they're thinking this could be long of this condition, or maybe even it getting drier, so it's so hard to say what could happen.
Yeah, I mean, Bats usually, when he does strategy calls, he does them correctly. Bats knows the game. He, Bats is very in tune with the strategy calls, although when he said it's going to be a weird race, that might even catch him off guard. And I'm not too sure. I mean, the two guys that did pick the intermediate tires are champions. Bats Plus is the golden champion this year. F1 Racer, silver class champion a few years ago. So maybe they know.
Well, they're not new.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing to an extent, so we could see maybe their idea could work out. He's El Captain here.
If I'm El Captain, I'd put the hards on. I'd say screw it. I'd say, you know what, or put the full wet, something different.
Yeah.
Just try something, just to disprove. I guess do a little bit of an experiment.
Yeah, just do a gamble. Why not?
So the safety car.
Maybe the drives are a gamble. I don't know.
Everything is, I think.
It's up in the air.
I wonder if the safety car will come in this lap, or if he'll wait for El Captain. He's coming through the S section now. We'll get a notice here shortly.
I think it might come in now. No, maybe not. Nope. No, I don't think so. I think it's one more lap. Yeah. No, it's going in now. Oh wait. No, Captain.
Yeah, we would have had the notice. I do believe so. It's going to be one more lap.
So there will be 20 laps remaining. A little less, sorry, like 18. So the mediums can go to the end. We know that. So we are looking at some more stops for at least Captain is going to do one more stop. Bats, depending on how this goes, could do another stop, and if it stays dry, we could see Mercedes come out maybe with a first or a third or a first or a second. Maybe they picked the right strategy. You don't know. I'm just thinking about it all in my head.
Yeah, and this is the good part about being a commentator. We don't have to know. We just have to commentate on what's happening. As a driver, this would I'd probably be cursing the hell out of my teammate right now. I'd be like, "What the hell's going on? What is this?" I'd be so mad, unless it's going well.
Yeah.
But these conditions.
I wish we had the information they had, like weather-wise. That'd make it a lot more easier to have their information. But hopefully it's in this lap. Hope to God.
Yeah, I think
I
it'll
want to
be.
see this race go on.
Now, also, even under the safety car, no drivers have chosen to get off these tires. So everyone still thinks they're on the correct tire, which means someone's wrong.
That can't be true. Yeah, that can't be true.
Someone is wrong.
There
This
you
safety
go.
car is now in this lap. We got the green wool, the yellow wool, and the red wool all out, and someone's wrong, and we'll find out very shortly.
We'll tell you who it was in time.
Hey, Forzan. Welcome to the stream. Dreamsy says Hungary was the last wet race for gold, or at least he says that one was wet, and Hungary was like round 6 maybe. So I don't know. I don't know what round number that was, but that was quite early mid-season, and we're on the finale here. So Captain Blade, he's going to get the go-ahead. The safety car has to come in, and he will decide when to go. This is going to be interesting. Drivers on softs, inners, and mediums, top 3. Who's going to have the pure traction?
Oh, got a good launch from that.
Gaps between all these drivers. Captain into turn 1. Bats locks up heavily.
Maybe those inters aren't ready yet.
There's a lot of wheel spin coming from this Williams. I do think the softs might be an option here. We have another yellow flag. That's going to be Mina spinning it in turn 1.
He's on the soft, so you'd think he may have been in a better position, but it could have just been a simple mistake.
Yeah, 1.6, now 7, now 8. I think the softs are probably the best option right now. Captain extending his lead now to 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Bats slowing down, but also Chargers. He's 2 seconds off as well. So the mediums and inners not as strong as the soft tire, but they can't really go the distance at the speed is the soft tire. So interesting. Latope close to Chargers, and I think DRS is still enabled. It will not right this second, but I think it will be in the coming laps. Latope and Bam Bam and F1 Racer. We got Mercedes versus Haas.
The F1 Racer is still holding onto that pack in P6. He's not getting. They're not running away from him yet, so I don't know. Maybe Captain isn't just. Maybe Bats is making mistakes and Captain's making the most of it, or maybe just F1 Racer is just producing a little more than what those tires should be doing right now. Maybe he's just doing a good job. I don't know. Tough to say. Maybe it's just a little hybrid situation where it seems like the tires. You don't really know what's better, but I don't know. F1 Racer's showing me that the inters can hold up for now. But he could be dealing with overheating soon if this track does dry out.
Yeah, Captain Blade setting another fastest lap on those soft tires to begin this safety car, I guess, restart. But the gaps are a lot bigger now between Captain and Bats, and also Chargers and the Bats.
Loses it
at
a turn 1. But he still is fine, drops down to P6, so behind his teammates, so not terrible. So will his teammate move out of the way now? Are they in chat? Are they discussing? And do they mean to split the strategies and put one guy in the mediums and one guy in the inters?
No, they don't know what they're doing. No one does. Let's be real. No one knows what they're doing. They might be communicating, but they'll be communicating, what are we going to do? And no one knows.
I don't think Bats is doing a bad job, but I think we're seeing now with as the laps go by, the softs and the mediums are the tire to be on, at least. Because Captain will have to make another stop if it continues to be dry. Question is now is how much can he extend to those other people on mediums who don't have to stop.
I mean, it could come back Bats' way if it does rain a little bit more.
It could, yeah.
But,
it could.
I mean, it looks kind of light clouds out there. I think it's going to stay like this. So, in my opinion, it's going to be more to the dry tires.
I think Bats is only a few more laps and Chargers may catch up to him. I think Bats is really struggling with understeer right now.
Another driver as
DRS enabled.
Yeah, that's going to be good for a lot of overtakes. A lot of drivers within the second of each other. Got any weeb in ninth on those soft tires. Seems like the tire to be on is going to be trying to overtake the cars ahead. He's got Perry and TJ and the two Haas's, and up the road even more is the podium contention up by the Mercedes.
Yeah, they've stuck together this whole race. They've done a good job keeping pace with one another. And Sector 1 yellow flag. It's the taupe.
Ooh,
the taupe would lose it.
VSC.
Wonder how that happened.
Yeah, it just seems like he's been struggling on these tires. We get a little VSC to catch our breath. And in the comments, Forzan says, why isn't Golden a 100% race? Well, we saved the best for Platinum. It's the Platinum exclusive. Platinum gets the full qualifying for Monaco, the TCR Grand Prix. This year was at Brazil, and then they also get the 100% race. This year it's at Coda, and it just so happens to be the finale, which will be tomorrow. A good way to end it, in a 100% race. And yeah, those are the 3 Platinum exclusives to build some incentive for the top tier.
Do you think if this continues, we could see a pit stop from someone like Bats, maybe? Unless he thinks it could go to...
Oh. Nope.
No,
Going green.
I think
He almost got a drive through.
That's what
he
it
was slamming
yeah.
on the brakes.
Oh yeah, I was watching that too. I was wondering what he was doing there, and it seems like he was just over and he just panicked and went, oh shoot. So, now that P1 is now 10 seconds, the gap, so he is doing a good job to extend it.
Sorry,
Chargers
I just had a
that.
panic killed a spider that was on my wall.
You're good, you're good.
I don't know if anyone heard that, but man, that thing scared the life out of me for a second. Got any weeb. Still trying. He's got the DRS even through the VSC on Perry and TJ. Yeah, it just looks like everyone's just figuring out what's the story. But I think drivers know by now. Oh, it looks like I think it just started raining heavier. I don't know if it was me or maybe you.
It seems similar. I don't know.
Okay.
Time will tell. It seems pretty similar.
At a turn 1, it looked a little. It's looking a little bit more sparkles on my windshield right now.
We'll see. I think that good reference time to look at the tire difference is Captain and Bats. I think that's a good comparison of two pretty good drivers who are pretty consistent. So if it keeps on going down for Bats, I think it's a pretty clear sign that these inters are not really working out for now. But it's like F1 Racer is still kind of holding pace in P5, like with these inters. Like he's not experiencing this fall off that Bats has.
Perry on TJ down to turn 12 with the DRS in these mixed conditions. Perry gets it under the braking. Got any weeb now with the traction. Is going to grab that position from the AlphaTauri. He's got that ultimate grip. TJ is losing it almost, but he claims 8th position for the time being. So a few overtakes. TJ down 2 in that exchange.
Very good. Seems like Mina could be going up a far up flow for P9. They're pretty close. Lost a little bit of time loss.
I wonder what the wear of these soft tires are, because Captain could probably get to the end, possibly. I mean, you could do 16 laps maximum on low tire fuel towards the end of the race on softs and dry conditions, but I don't know how it is in the wet. Mina down the inside of Fire Up slows it down, but he scares Fire Up off the track.
And he'll get the position.
Absolutely. That was actually a good overtake. Kind of scared him. But Mina did well to slow it down and hit the apex, which was very well done.
Mm-hmm. Barry had a good save there on the exit of Sector 2. Going up the hill, sorry. The exit of Sector 1, beginning of Sector 2. So I believe these soft tires can go around 12 laps or so you could extend it to 18 laps. If that's what Captain was trying to do, so it all depends what others' conditions are that'll decide his fate. He continues till the end.
And Bats is in an interesting point of view right now because he's losing a lot to Captain, obviously. Yeah. But he's not getting caught, really. I mean, he's pretty much in second. So if he pits, he's not going to catch Captain anyway. The difference, he lost too much already. He's not making that gap up, even if he does pit. So Captain can get to the end, and he's got a 13-second probably. In the next few laps, he'll have a 20-second. He might even be able to pit and have that gap if he does need to.
I think if he pits, he'll come around 4th-ish. Maybe 4th or 5th or 6th, maybe. Just around that clump of them. So he will come out in traffic, so he may be waiting for others to change tires before he does, so he doesn't get caught up in unnecessary battles and lose his advantage to Bats that he has worked hard to get. It's still growing with that tire differential. With Bats and Captain, up to 14 seconds now. Seems like the taupe can go on El Captain into turn 1 on the softs compared to the mediums. We'll go down the inside, brake as late as he can. He'll be clean, he'll hit the apex. El Captain around the outside, and he'll get the overtake. That El Captain almost got him on the traction, but it seems like he just came off the throttle and the taupe got the overtake.
We also got any weeb on Perry down to turn 12. He's going to squeeze out the McLaren, but he holds well on the inside now for turns 13 and this very twisty section of now the 3rd sector. And got any weeb gets it.
Good overtake.
Good battle.
Perry has had a few bad things go wrong with him, but this race, but P7 is definitely a good recovery so far. And let's see if he can continue to keep pace with God and Weeb and maybe get him back in the next few laps. Yeah, it's really weird because we're seeing this. I think the tires are pretty similar because you're seeing this fall off from Bats to Captain, but Bats is pulling from Chargers. And you can verify that with F1 Racer, with him keeping his position in 5th for ever since the safety car ended. Like, he's kept it. He hasn't moved anywhere.
Yeah, I mean...
Weird situation. I've never been in this situation.
It's pretty weird. Shocking, yeah.
I mean, very weird.
You don't really know what to say. I do think the soft is the best tire, but the medium I don't think hooks up as well, and the inner is clearly slow. But holds in maybe in different sections of the track. I think definitely in the traction zones coming off the corner is where you have to be careful. Mina on TJ with the DRS and some battery. Should be Red Bull on the sister team. Down. Hard braking. TJ's going to try to hold around the outside, but no, Mina's going to get it. That's up to P8.
They're all kind of staying still right now. It seems like F1 Racer is falling into the clutches of God Any Weeb. God Any Weeb does seem like he's on a charge right now. He's got some confidence in those softs.
Ooh, Bats plus pits. From intermediates, F1 Racer also pits, so those tires probably are over wearing.
So it could be dry possibly to the end. So it could be a good strategy from Mercedes, because Captain maybe could pit again. Maybe he takes a pit, because if he pits, he'll be still first or second, but he'll be on fresh rubber. So maybe a good idea for him to pit sooner or later, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he can take it to the end.
I think he's got a gap that he could come out to. I think he'll still be behind the Mercedes unless he wants to stick out another few laps to get that delta, because he was clearly quicker than Bats. So now it's 20.5. He might need a few more seconds. Around 24 seconds, I do believe, is maybe the pit window, and he can pit and put some new soft tires on. So that's probably what Captain can do, but he's also got 20 seconds to play with.
Yeah, I can't imagine he'll lose that time. I think it's more of him making a mistake or the tire blowing or flattening, and that's the real issue. So as long as his tires are below that 75%, he should be okay for the safe victory as of for now.
Yep,
but things can change.
And Forzan in the comments says, "Is it raining?" Yeah, that was another spider. Forzan, yeah. I remember I remember the last occurrence of that. And yeah, it is still raining a little bit. It's still lightly raining, but not enough to get the track wet. Although it looks wet to me. It's a weird thing in this game that the dry tires are actually quicker in these conditions. That definitely would not be the case. The Inters should definitely be the quickest tire. Bats, TJ comes into the pits, so that means Bats is in P7, pitting from P2. I wonder, it had to be tire wear related, because he probably could get to the end maybe and keep P2, but I just don't think those tires would last, and he was too slow. He thought, let's put the softs on. Now TJ puts on the Inters, which is questionable. So we have drivers putting the inners on, taking them off, other drivers putting the inners on, and they're finding out that it's not working for them. So, well,
where was TJ before he pitted? You know, off the top of your head?
He was around the 7th or 8th where Bats was. So
yeah, I don't think he could throw that away. Well, maybe this is him a conscious strategy thing, thinking that it could rain again. Because I could see someone like out of the points, someone in 11th or 12th making that gamble and just trying, but for him to do it in 7th and give up those positions, he obviously thinks he could have the upper hand. But Bats seems like he is making his way up through, and he did get past Mina, I believe.
Well, there's really nothing on the line for Bats. They have the drivers and constructors, and he wasn't really going to get the win here today unless the safety car comes out, because Captain has such a big gap. He thought, let's put the soft tires on and let's try to do some overtakes. I think he could still get back to P2.
Oh, yeah, it's a possibility. Will he go on Perry here in turn 1? Perry does seem like he's struggling with those 11-lap-old mediums. Yeah, it looks like Bats does have the grip right now. Perry is kind of struggling. Oh yeah, surely.
And DRS is still enabled when it's literally raining, so Bats is going to use that down to turn 1, and that's P5. He's got 2.6 seconds to Godani Weeb, and then another 3.5 to Bam Bam for the podium. We got another yellow flag. That's going to be TJ. Another spin. He spun a few moments ago.
And it's safe to say the drives till the end, probably.
Yeah, he should be coming in now, getting off those tires if I were him. But he's gonna try to pray and hope it rains more. We have another yellow. That's gonna be who's this? Is that Fire Up?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it is.
So, and he was on the medium tire. I think as laps go on, drivers are going to be pushing more and more, and they're finding the limits.
Oh, I think Bats is going to get Godani Weeb here, going down the straight into the hairpin. Will it happen, or is he just too far away? I think he might just be too far away. He is. Yeah, I think Bats could get P2. I think those guys in the Mercedes are quick, but they're not on fresh rubber as as Bats is. They're on the 11 lap old mediums.
Bats takes a wide entry. He's going to have some nice traction. Will he go around the outside here in the triple right? But he doesn't accumulate for anything much. He'll have the DRS on the main straight. That should be P4.
Yeah, it seems like he's got him.
Chargers pits. Got in. He also pits. So that opens the door for Captain Blade if he wants it. That's going to be a 26.27 seconds. If he wants to pit, he could.
Unless he has to pit. Like for his tires are too high and wear. I don't think I can see him pitting. He has such a huge gap that even if he made a small mistake or whatever, he has 30 seconds in hand as a cushion. So. Oh, Chargers pit.
Yeah, no,
that's what happened.
Yeah,
you got that too.
We got that. Yeah, we got that on stream.
Bats is now very close to P2. Wow, so these mediums completely fell off. You can see them; they have no pace. Bats will surely get Bam Bam into this hairpin after the big long straight. Oh, it got for well for Bats, didn't it? Nothing really changed. He just had a few overtakes, had some fun.
Yep, and that's him up to P2. Bam, does he put it up the... No, too far back. I thought he'd use some battery there. So the interesting thing now is it's 27 and a half, 28 seconds, the gap.
Oh, Captain now pits.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
Ooh, I was just going to say, I don't know if he should, because the reason he took that such a big gap was because Bats was on the intermediate tire. I still think Bats is the quicker driver, and I don't think he was ever going to make. I don't think he was ever going to make that gap up, and now he's putting mediums on.
Yeah.
So let's look at the gap. Let's look to see the speed of the two drivers. Now Bats on the preferred tire.
He may have a real chance here. Bats could win this, maybe. I don't know why he wouldn't put on fresh softs.
Fastest lap, 43.747 in these weird conditions. It's going to be around an 8-second gap between the top two.
We'll have to do a little more than a second per lap to catch him, so we shall see. And it already drops to 7 seconds already, so. Only 6 laps remaining.
Oh, we might have a race on our hands.
Yeah, we could.
So how many laps are left, Apprentice? About 6?
Yep.
What's the gap? About 6.
7 seconds.
About 6 or 7. So he's going to need what? About a second per lap if you do the calculations.
Second and a tenth or so odd, yeah.
According to AWS, the overtaking easy or difficulty is pretty low. It could be a nice easy overtake if he does catch him. The difference is going to be so big.
I wonder why Captain didn't put on softs. Even if they were a scrub set, I would still have put on softs, even if they were like 5% or so.
Yeah, this could go down to the wire. I think it will. I think the softs are the quicker tire. I think Bats is the quicker driver. I think he's the prepared driver. He's the champion. I think he's got a real shot to close that in. I don't know. I feel like those now. Captain probably pitted because the softs weren't going to make it to the end.
Yes, yeah.
That's probably the biggest reason why he didn't. But I mean, even if he didn't, you know, even if he had to go really slow, 27, 28 seconds. I mean, that was a big gap he had.
See, I'm already on Captain. It seems like they're braking at the exact point they wouldn't have dry. It seems like it is so weird.
Yet the lap times are way off. So
like that turn 1, they're braking really late for what you think they would brake for. So he's losing time to Bats. Now is 5.6 1 lap later. The exact same location. 5.4. I think we have a race. I think Bats has a real shot here.
And he'll have DRS. It's not like there's no DRS. Wow. So I think he'll have it on the back straight if he does catch him.
I think Chargers could be eyeing up an overtake on F1 Racer sooner or later in the next few laps. He's gaining on him.
So Forzan in the comments says, and I appreciate all the comments. He says it's a Prattis commentating. What's his personal best here?
Oh gosh. I don't think I've really done a qualifying run. I think what you can expect in a qualifying run would be like maybe a 31 flat, I believe. That's a pretty good one. But some of the pros can go below that, of course, and some of, the guys who don't practice as much will get a high 31, I believe. That's what you can expect.
Yeah, and the track evolution is quite big as well, so you want to do your last lap as close to the end of the session as possible. From what we've seen in tonight's qualifying and throughout this week here at COTA, 4.6 seconds. Now the gap, it does seem it's about a second a lap.
He's coming.
Now, if Captain would have put the mediums on, he probably wouldn't have had such a big gap, but he probably could have gotten to the end. So maybe you figure that out with it's going to be interesting. Bats is definitely pushing the car. I mean, he's losing it in a few portions of the track, hitting a few curbs, and
he's got nothing to lose, right?
Yeah, he's really pushing.
It's not like if he loses this, he's gonna hurt his feelings. He's just going for it and sending it, and he's using all his battery. Where Captain is at 65%, Bats is now at 25%. So you can see the difference.
Oh, if Bats is going to win, he's going to talk something about Captain. They're going to go at it in the post-race interviews because he's going to say, well, you had literally 20 seconds on me. I still came back and beat you. So he might be toying with him.
At one point it was 30 seconds or
Could have been. I mean, it was a big one.
Yeah.
3.8 coming into the final section of the track.
Chargers could be going for overtaking to turn 1. They are in this third sector here, and they are kind of getting condensed for that P3 position. And there is a battle currently going on for P9, the backside of the grid right now. All on different tires, I believe.
So we got a battle for the win, a battle for the last podium position, and the last points paying position. It could get crazy last few laps. 4 laps to go. The gap is right under 4 seconds between Captain and Bats Plus. Chargers had the DRS, didn't make a move on F1 Racer. He'll try his luck down the back straightaway. Lataupe still close to TJ on Fire Up. A few switchbacks going on here. TJ's going to have the traction on Fire Up, and he gets them purely on that traction.
There he does improve. He is on new softs. Good pit, so. Seems like he's going for the fastest lap point. Wow, is it ever getting? It's getting close for that P3. And can Chargers get F1 Racer into the hairpin? He does get a decently good launch from the corner. But F1 Racer has that DRS, which will be a pain in his butt. As Bam Bam's kind of weaving. Off in the DRS, and F1 Racer has a look, goes down the inside, a little bit of contact with Bam Bam. Bam Bam will keep the position as long as he makes the corner. And he does. A small tap from F1 Racer, I believe.
Ooh,
that allows Chargers around the outside, maybe. Oh, it's very close. Very don't touch.
F1 Racer. He goes down the inside on Bam Bam. Doesn't make it stick. Bam Bam retains P3 F1 Racer. Chargers slipping down the inside. Will he look for it?
Around the outside, within the limits. Yes. Oh. Pretty good driving for all these guys, eh? Pretty good. Just goes off, gets a little bad ice from Chargers. F1 Racer will get the position back. But good fair racing side by side in these tricky conditions. So hats off to those guys. As Bats is now 3.7 behind Captain Blade with only 2 laps remaining. So how's he ran out of time, do you think?
Yeah, it looks like he stalled out on that last previous lap, still within the 3 seconds. The softs are 7 laps on those tires. If these conditions are a lot like the dry conditions, that's right around the point where you're going to see some wear. So I think he's got to do a little bit more in these final laps. Now with 3 to go, probably 2.5 for them. They're coming into the final third sector. This battle, though, for P3 is going to heat up here.
It's getting aggressive. This is the last race, so there will be risk taken.
They swerve down the straightaway. Is Bam Bam. Chargers looking on F1 Race. F1 Race looking on Bam Bam. Chargers going to take them all.
The corner.
F1 slows it down on his teammate. Chargers doesn't get it here. F1 Racer takes it in the Haas. It's been a Haas and Mercedes battle all throughout. Chargers slips down the inside. I think this could be it.
Yeah, I think it's the best if you give Chargers that position and he goes at him with the softs. I think Bam Bam's mediums have just kind of fallen off. And
what a nice fight. A good battle throughout. Bam Bam didn't let it bide easy. And if you're no stranger to Bam Bam, that's what he does here in the Golden Class. He doesn't give up positions easily. He'll fight you for him, which I do appreciate. Maybe the driver's not so much, but he 18 lap tires as well. I mean, he put on ultra defense.
It's getting close, eh? Now Perry did make a little mistake there. He did have an incident, but P7 has now caught up to the P3 position. Look how close they are. They're all really condensed. Bats is now 2.5 with only 2 laps. 2 laps officially to go as 28 is counted. So Bats maybe could have one chance. He may have one shot. But this P3 is really heating up.
Yeah, Chargers been ultra consistent. Still in Season 12 winless. But he's been very consistent, getting second and third place finishes in those podiums. I believe he got one last week at Mexico. And he can get another podium in here tonight. F1 Racer reserving from Silver Class, previous champion, but Chargers also a previous Silver Class champion. These two are going at it. Chargers down to turn 12, and he gets the podium for the moment. F1 Racer going to round the outside, open the lineup a little bit. Maybe looking for a switchback. Chargers gets the position. F1 Racer, oh, he was going to think to go down the inside. He tapped the back of the Mercedes.
Got any weaves going around the outside of Bam Bam right now in the same location. He'll make it stick.
And you got Mina as well.
He'll go around the outside possibly. Not right now. Maybe into turn 1. He could get him on Bam Bam. With 1 lap remaining.
Oh, took him out.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see that.
The penultimate corner, yeah. It just, something happened.
At least Bam Bam won't be hurt too bad. Because he'll keep the position.
Yeah. I mean, there was a big gap behind from Le Taupe, 34 back. We are on the final lap of the Grand Prix to finish off Season 12.
Chargers did get F1 Racer. He did. He's on P3.
3 seconds the gap between the top two.
Good.
And I think this will go the Aston Martin's way. He did win his first race in TCR and in the Golden Class. Few races go in Baku. And if he keeps this up into the final third sector, he'll get his second one. And to do it here in the finale. I thought it'd be really close. It did. Bats put on a great effort, but I think those softs just ran out of luck. Ran out of grip. But what an interesting race this was in Coda. Definitely weird, as Bats Plus said it, to start this thing out. And none of us could predict what happened. We had intermediates, we had soft tires, we had medium tires, we had a few safety cars. Great battling, not many incidents besides that last one we just saw. Captain Blade coming around the last corner. He's going to wait for Bats, but I don't think you should. I think you should go across the line, and that's what he does, making it close at the end. Captain Blade wins in Coda. Bats Plus, your champion in second. Chargers doing great to hold on to P3 and claim another podium in Season 12. Great battle between him, F1 Racer, and Bam Bam. who will finish 6th place. Got any weeb, great season as well, moving up from silver class into the Ferrari with his teammate as well, grabbing a win earlier in the season. Great job from them moving on up, and that's 5th and 10th for today. A little bit of contact between Mina and Bam Bam on the last few laps, but no harm done. Gets 7th position. Latope in 8th. Perry with that spin off the bat, off the first lap, didn't really materialize into anything. P9 for him today. Yeah, a very nice race indeed. So I just want to thank everyone for watching both on YouTube and the Twitch. I see a lot of viewers coming in here, a lot of comments coming in. Appreciate all the support. Hit the like button before you go, and subscribe if you are not already. We have one more race tomorrow. It's the 100% race here in the Platinum class, and that's going to round off Season 12. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in throughout the entire season. We have one more to go. We have some post-race interviews coming on up to get their driver's reaction on today's interesting weather conflicts. And yeah, more season for Season 13 and more details that'll come out in due time. Just keep up to date on our social media and all the platforms, and we'll do some cool events throughout the off season for some racing.
Awesome race, very good, very entertaining. No complaints.
Not gonna lie, I thought Bats was gonna win it.
I was right though, I bet captain.
You alright? Do you mind inviting the top 3 to the party?
Yeah.
And we'll get this going. Now, I am also racing in tomorrow's race, and it's a 100% race. And firstly, I don't know if I'll get through the whole thing. Secondly, I hope this does not. This doesn't happen. I remember we did the Season 11 100% race. It was a full wet race, the entirety of it. At Britain, the 100% race. It was fun, but I'd rather it be dry. But it's going to be fun tomorrow. We should have a nice turnout to finish the season off.
I don't believe I have captain.
I don't believe we got a Prad as he left the session. Now, let me get into the showroom here. Let me try to find it, and we will get from the top 3.
Can you? I think you gotta invite them. I'm trying to, but it's not really.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. I can't add 1 or more players. What's that? Right.
But hitting add players, and then you can't add more than 3?
That's what I was saying. Regardless. Oh.
Really?
Alright. I didn't realize the delay on the YouTube versus the Twitch. If you guys want to know a secret, the Twitch is almost instant.
Mm.
I said something and it went right up on the Twitch. YouTube's like a minute behind. So if you want the live action, you go to Twitch, which we've really appreciated all the support. We thought this season we'd try streaming on both platforms, and we did YouTube and we did the Twitch, and we got up to I think 22 or so followers on the Twitch side of things, so that's pretty good support. You know, we encourage you to watch on whatever platform you like. Some people like the Twitch, some people like the YouTube. You know, you can't blame them for it. All right, do we got chargers?
I believe we do, I think.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Make sure the mic is close to your mouth, because we've done this before.
Yeah,
You got the,
good?
and it's on. Okay, good job. Um, only 15 races at the final race. Another podium for yourself. Not quite the win, but talk us through these tricky conditions and that battle towards the end to grab that P3.
Yeah, the conditions were really tough. Um, I felt pretty good about dry pace, but yeah, definitely not in this. Don't practice this very often. Um, yeah, the soft tire was kind of like the only tire you wanted to be on. Like the mediums were terrible, the inters were terrible. So, I mean, originally I was just gonna take the medium to the end. I figured lose pitting would cost me too much time. Then I saw when Dax pitted from inters to soft, and he got to within like 5 seconds in like 2 or 3 laps. Like, okay, this is like a pretty big difference. So I just pitted at that point. I knew that was the only chance of getting back up to third. Yeah, if I ended up staying out, I probably would have finished like fifth or sixth. But yeah, so the last few laps was a pretty good battle there with Bam Bam and F1 Racer for P3. But fun race overall, and good to get another podium.
And have you ever had these conditions here before in this game in any other races or practice sessions?
I don't think I have. So yeah, I think this probably was the first time feeling something like this. I mean, I've had it where it's like kind of like this, but then it goes to inters in like a lap or two, but never where it's just the entire race.
Nice. And final question for me. This was the last race in Season 12. What are your plans for Season 13? Will we see you at some degree and any goals set forward?
Yeah, hopefully. Not sure what division or not. I guess the goals depend on where I end up and who ends up in that division with me, but we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Good to hear. And Pratt, has any questions for Chargers?
No, he answered them with his little statement, so we're good.
Awesome.
Good race.
Well, yeah, congrats, and we'll see you back here in Season 13. Alright, we got to scroll all the way to the Williams. Bats Plus, you took your pole position, champion of today. You messaged me saying it was going to be a wet race, then you said it was going to be a weird race. Was it?
Yes. It was really weird. It was it was right at the crossover. Well, it said it was at the crossover for the entire race. And everyone was on different pit strategies, and the game suggested a 3-stop. So, yeah, definitely a weird race.
Did you ever have those conditions before in any other session or race?
We did earlier this year, I think, in Japan.
Okay.
It was wet almost the whole time, and it was right at the crossover. But it was dry tires the entire time for that race. It didn't even reach the crossover point. So that was the most similar.
Interesting. Yeah, you say Japan, I got to go a long way back. If you think
Yeah,
about
it was like the
Japan,
second race or something.
yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
We were in Season 12 for a minute. Yeah, anything differently to get captain there and talk us through your decision to go into the intermediates, which ultimately costed you that gap that captain was able to open up there, and anything differently you can do, or did the softs just end up, at the end with the wear?
Well, unfortunately for Captain Blade, he will not win because he's going to get a penalty.
Oh, that took a turn.
For a bad pit entry. He missed the commitment cone completely and went around it into the pits in front of me, so he's going to get a penalty, I think. I lost 3 seconds under the VSC because the Delta went funny as it was restarting, and I had to stop on the track. So that wasn't good.
We did catch that.
Yeah, and I think I lost like 3 seconds. And also, I had to stay out on inters because of where the traffic was. And if I had pitted, I would have gotten stuck in the traffic. So I wanted to kind of wait a couple extra laps to see if there was a safety car or something. But then I finally had to do it, and then I had to pass everyone. So every lap I was getting stuck behind 1 or 2 people for entire sectors, and they were going like 2 to 3 seconds a lap slower than me. So I probably lost 6 or 7 seconds just from the traffic. So I think without the VSC, I would have caught Captain Blade with a few laps left, and we got out of race at the end. But I think without the VSC thing, I would have won the race on the track, even though he was pretty quick the whole race.
Interesting. Well, that's some nice stuff there. So we might see a difference in order once we wrap this thing up in the post steward decisions. That's interesting. Well, any questions, Prattis, or for Bats?
No, I think it's good.
Oh yeah, and then I guess last thing. I mean, coming back for season 13. Any goals, expectations? Probably in the platinum class. You're doing quite well there already. Going to be racing tomorrow. Any additional goals closing off the 2021 game?
No, I kind of just want to keep finishing races and not crashing myself out or anything like that and doing stupid things. So that's pretty much my goal every race.
Awesome. We did good in these tricking conditions. I thought we'd have a lot more wrecks, in my opinion, but the drivers put on a nice show. A lot of good overtaking, a lot of good battles. Not too many incidents. But we'll move over to the winner of the moment, I guess you can say, is Captain Blade. Congratulations for the moment.
Hello.
Talk us through this race for the moment, and any other thoughts you might have for the moment.
In simple words, shit show. But it was a very hard race. I mean, wet conditions on dry tires. I mean, the dry tires were obviously faster than the inters, but I mean, it was pretty hard. I had to be on my, basically, well, I would say tippy toes, but I guess you gotta say fingertips since I'm a controller. But so yeah, you just had to be very careful with the inputs that you put, especially through the S sections. You don't want to steer in hard, or else you will spin. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty hard race. I went to the softs at the start. Then I was kind of debating on when that safety car came out if I should even pit, which is why Bats is saying that I missed the pit entry. But I did touch the bollard, so
Yeah, you went around it.
That's not bad, sorry, Bats.
We didn't gain anything. I mean, you should have got me at the start of the safety car if you were faster anyway. So. But
You know what? They might. I don't know. We do have rules on that, but I don't know if any steward's judgment will change since you guys were under safety cars at slower speed. So if you are gonna get submitted, I think that should be your defense, Captain. In my opinion.
And I did have a bit of a lockup too, so.
See what I mean? So it can
Yeah. Bats is just trying to get that win. He's being like Mercedes right now, So
I just gotta give you a hard time, that's all.
maybe he
Yeah.
won't, but make sure you
Well,
save
give
your
me a
footage,
hard-
otherwise you know what
should've-
penalty that'll be.
should have gave me a hard time on the track and beat me, But anyways, yeah, it was hard. I went on the softs and I was pretty surprised that I was gaining on the medium tires as much as I was. I mean, the medium tires, when I went on it, they were pretty bad. I did go on it towards the end because I wasn't sure if I could go to the end, because I did go for softs, and technically in the wet condition you can go with one compound, but I wasn't sure if I had to pit again, so I didn't really want to risk the chance of having to pit last lap and then Bats being way too close. So yeah, I pitted, and then I had to kind of push a lot more because Bats was like almost around 1 second faster than me. So yeah, but then it was a pretty nice race. Pretty hard too, and yeah.
And ultimately, that final section when you pitted, you had almost a 30-second gap.
Yeah. I mean,
you had a pit there. The softs were wearing.
No, they weren't wearing. I mean, they were perfectly fine. I must say, they were I mean, they were obviously slower than brand new softs that bats had, but to the medium compound guys, I was still faster than them. I was still about almost a second faster. Well, not a second, but a couple tenths faster than them. They weren't really bad. I think when I pitted, I think I had 40 sits, the highest on the wheels. I think it was on the left front, and it was because of all the lockups. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I could have stayed out for the whole entire race.
And final question coming into season 13, any goals, expectations?
Beat bats in the championship and win it.
There you go. That's a pretty easy goal. Easily written, maybe harder to do.
Oh, beating bats is the easy part, you know.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you did come in midway through this season, so we'll see.
Yeah, I did.
We'll see what you could do on a full calendar.
I think if we add up all the points from when I came in and the points that bats got, I think I would be ahead.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Hey,
Oh,
Here we go.
We'll see next year.
I told you, apprentice, these two would be going at it, didn't I
We'll
say?
see
I
next
think if any prediction went well, I think that one went pretty good.
Yep, yeah, you're bang on.
It's pretty much just a math problem.
Yeah, I mean, when
But
Seafree said,
I helped you get third in Mexico, and this is how you repay me.
what do you mean?
I stayed on the whole time and engineered for you.
That was for okay, I guess so. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, we still gotta have. We
So
still
I get
can
a point.
be.
I get a point out of that one.
All right, yeah, you get a point. He did help me. I'll give him that. You know, he helped me.
All right.
I'm just here to help.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's turn this friendly. We got to end the season off here. You know what I mean?
But Seafree,
We can't end on bad terms.
Yeah.
We're never on bad terms.
I know.
No, we're not. We
Been
just like to
together for a
mess
while.
around with each other.
You know, you should be teammates. That would be
Well,
awesome.
Oh,
I don't want
think
to
we
be my
gotta
teammate every time, so I want something.
gotta give bats a chance to beat me in another car, you know. But anyways, I did take a little personal as a joke when Seafree said that bats will win, so I took that into consideration the whole entire race and said, well, I gotta prove Seafree's wrong.
Oh, you were
Oh,
listening. We got a viewer.
Well, I mean, technically
Yeah.
it was right. So,
No, it wasn't.
the unofficial results.
Well, technically,
are
I'm
wrong.
both right. You won, and
Yeah.
then if the stewards go the other way, then I still win, and
No.
we all win. No one's losing.
The thing that Seafree should take from this season is never
Yeah.
go against captain in the wets. I must say.
When he's what?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
all right. Well, that took a turn. I'm gonna cut it off here. We got a stream in here. Just wanted to say thank you all for watching another season of TCR, season 12, 15 rounds, a lot of great races, a lot of good action all throughout. We still got one more tomorrow for the Platinum class. Stay tuned for some information on season 13 and in the off season. And until then, I hope everyone has a good, happy holidays and a good off season and vacation. I think we all need it after the real F1 as well. And I just want to say thank you for Apparatus for commentating. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll do it again at some point, but me and him and Bats and probably Captain will all be racing tomorrow at the 100%. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, for sure. If there's a space, I'll go in, which by the looks of it will.
How about this? We'll meet back here tomorrow, same time, same place. We got a deal? We got a deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Until tomorrow, have a good night and stay safe, and we'll see you back here, same time, same place tomorrow. Have a good